Oi, oi, welcome to Spirit Boost with me, Tim. This week we are looking at living like Jesus. So unfortunately this week I do not have the dog with me. Poor me. Because I'm in Essex all on my own. And I was reading in the Bible in 1 John 2 verse 6. Oi, oi, our special mate, there's only one, Johnny boy. And in 1 John 2 verse 6, it says this. It says, those who say they live in God should live their lives as Jesus lived. So just take a moment to think, do you live in God? I don't mean are you religious? I don't mean do you go to church and do religious things. I mean, do you actually know God? Do you know Him personally as your Lord, as your Saviour, as your friend? Because the Bible, through Johnny Boy, here says, you should therefore live as Jesus lived. And it's a good question to ask yourself, what would Jesus do in this circumstance? It's been a trendy statement that's been said for many a years that. But I actually think that's quite useful for me and you to think, am I living as Jesus would live? Well, how did Jesus live? Jesus said things like, love your enemies. And then He did it Himself when He was on the cross because He said, Father, forgive them. Jesus spent time with those who were unclean. He hung around with lepers, the outcasts that no one else wanted to be with. Jesus shared the good news of God without being worried about what people thought about Him, worried about offending them. He just said the truth because He loved people and they needed to hear the truth. Jesus demonstrated God's power. So the question for you and me is, if we say that we know God, do we live like Jesus? And that's such an important question to ask yourself, not just today, but every day. Am I living like Jesus? And I'm going to have to whisper because there's a whole load of runners. So those around me look at my life and it's just as if Jesus is there right in front of them. Because that's really what a Christian is. A Christian is a mini Christ. Are you and me an example of a mini Christ to our friends today?